All right, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Living the Dream podcast. Today on the show, we are going through Proverbs chapter 3, verses 25 through 26. So let's jump into it. Do not be afraid of sudden terror or of the ruin of the wicked when it comes, for the Lord will be your confidence and will keep your foot from being caught. So one more time, do not be afraid of sudden terror or of the ruin of the wicked when it comes, for the Lord will be your confidence and will keep your foot from being caught. When I read this, the first thing I think of is just trusting God during those hard times. Proverbs talks about it a lot. And the other thing that I really like about this is it'll keep your foot from being caught. So there's not going to be a trap that will snare you or like catch you or keep you where you are, because the Lord is your confidence and He will continue to move you forward. And what's really beautiful about that passage is, while the trap may not catch you, it may scratch you, you may trip over it, it may hurt you a little bit in some way, but it won't catch you. And I think a lot of times when we're going through really hard times, we feel the emotional distress of, ooh, that trap almost got us, or ooh, I skinned my foot, or ooh, I stumped my toe, or whatever it may be. But the trap didn't catch you. You could have died in that car accident instead of just having a sprained knee or back or whatever you sprained in a car accident. You could have lost your whole company and lost your whole family, but instead your sales dipped a little bit for the past month or the past quarter. You could have, I don't know, any number of things, financial ruin, health ruin. You could have caught a disease. Instead, you just lost your whole bank account in the recession. Whatever it may be, there's a trap that was looking to catch you and it didn't, because God is your confidence. That's what I really like about this verse. And when I think of it from the perspective of an entrepreneur, it's that we all have skills and character traits that we've developed over time. Fall back on those traits in hard times. And so Alex Hormozi talks a lot about this. He went to zero twice in his entrepreneurial journey, and what he thought was that he was starting from zero, point blank. But what he didn't realize, that he now realizes, is that along the way, he picked up skills and character traits that were going to catapult him towards the success that he's at right now. I think all of us are developing those skills, developing those character traits, and we may feel like we're at zero, or we may have to restart from zero at some point, but we have who we are. And who we are is what creates our reality, right? So we tolerate some things and we don't tolerate other things. The things we tolerate are allowed to stay in our life. And so we develop the skills and the character traits to no longer tolerate a chaotic business, or business will always be chaotic, but a financially stressful business, or you have your millions in the bank, so if business fails, you're still good, so you can make longer term decisions, is something Alex has also talked about. When you have, when you've set yourself up with certain things, with certain skills, certain character traits, certain savings, certain investments, certain whatever, a certain network, right? Hard times are easier to navigate. And just like this verse is talking about, your confidence being in the Lord, I think it's similar. As an entrepreneur, like if you're a Christian, if you're a believer, for sure, your confidence is in the Lord. Like the Bible talks a lot about promises that He has for us, promises to prosper us, promises that we'll do greater things than Jesus Himself did, right? So those are really cool promises that I think a lot of which can be accomplished through business. If you're not a believer, just take it at face value and fall back on the skills and the character traits that you develop during the hard times, so that you're not afraid of sudden terror, or you don't run when the wicked come. When bad things are coming your way, you're not sprinting the other way from fear. You're moving towards it with love and confidence that you can navigate those times. And so where has this shown up in my life? First and foremost, my sales experience getting me more jobs, and just my charismatic personality. I've been able to, I got laid off in October, and I was doing some selling of insurance, still planning to do that. Just had to take a step back because cash flow wasn't coming in quite as quickly as I thought. And what happened was I was able to get another job fairly quickly, and I was able to resonate with somebody who has similar goals, similar dreams, similar desire for impact that I have. And that was able to happen because I had the skill of getting clear on what I want and getting clear on who I am and where I'm going. And so when the opportunity popped up and I was like, this is directly correlated with what I want to do later in my life, and I have a skill set that can put me working with this guy, I was able to do it because I developed those skills doing the energy audit, getting clear on my dreams and goals, taking action, the little sales experience that I generated at jobs that I didn't really like that much, right, allowed me to take advantage of this opportunity. And this opportunity is going to allow me to take advantage of future opportunities. So where else has it shown up in my life? I would say creativity, helping me to do things that give me more energy. For example, clarity helped me recognize this opportunity. And now I'm going to be happier to work here than I would be at other places. Creativity is helping me in the entrepreneurial sphere, especially with getting this podcast out. A lot of people have recently been telling me to just go after the dream and goal of life coaching and business coaching. I really want to get people together, create quality people by putting them in quality environments, and then helping them buy businesses and buy real estate to produce financial freedom so that they have the time freedom to maximize their impact, which will then lead to their fulfillment. So that's really what I want to do. And I have this idea for this event in Austin. And I've just been thinking through it. And I think I've come on something now that we're about to go with it. We're about to take the massive action and see if we can pull it off. And it'll basically be people coming together, talking about their dreams and goals, and then given an opportunity to go forward together in a way that holds them accountable to going forward, right? They can pay me and I'll kind of be their life coach and their business. Not really coach, because I haven't accomplished a bunch in the business sphere, but another person to bounce ideas off of, more of an accountability mindset coach that gets you to where you want to go. That's the idea there. Or introduces you to who you need to meet to go there. So some creativity around that event and getting people to that event and hosting it and making it good for people. It's just all kind of come together in a way that I'm really excited about. And so, yeah, those are the two ways it's shown up in my life. You know, you hit hard times, you got laid off, cash flow is not as good as you want, but creativity and clarity help tremendously. Where do I want this to show up in my life? I would say my money-making skills and character traits. I just talked about creativity, but the follow-through on the creativity when it comes to generating business, booking those appointments, marketing, getting the people to the event, all that good stuff, I lack some of those skills. And the character trait of consistency, and really maybe confidence to follow through on my clarity, because I'm consistent with the things I care about. Like, I'm consistent with this podcast, but other things I struggle with. And so just following through with what I'm clear on, that gives me energy, and going after it relentlessly. I also want to recognize and seize opportunity around me. As crazy as it sounds, it's not crazy at all. Somebody made $1 million today. Somebody made $10 million today. And they made that money because they have put themselves in a position to observe, recognize, and take massive action on opportunity that will give them $1 million, will give them $10 million. And I think what's really cool is that I can also become that person where I recognize $1 million opportunity and seize it, where I recognize a 10 million, 100 million, $1 billion opportunity and seize it. So that's where I want this to show up in my life. When I develop those skills, develop those character traits, falling on hard times, it'll be easier to navigate. And I will be able to have my confidence because A, God is behind me, God's promises are behind me, but B, skills and character traits have been developed such that I'm okay. Now, where can this show up in your life? I would say take inventory of the skills you have and start developing the next most relevant one. So if you're an entrepreneur, sales skills, fantastic. If you're looking to get stronger in your faith, maybe it's reading your Bible, maybe it's prayer, maybe it's worship, maybe it's bearing burdens with your fellow Christians. It can be any of those things. Do something that the Bible tells you to do. Get better at doing what the Bible tells you to do, and you will trend towards getting closer to God. So entrepreneur, it may be sales, it may be marketing, it may be leadership, it may be communication, it may be hiring, it may be setting the vision, it may be staying in your genius zone, whatever it is. Identify that next skill after you take the inventory of the skills you currently have and start developing that skill. And in developing that skill, recognize and celebrate which character traits are growing in you. Because then you start to see yourself as a more patient person, a more considerate person, a more focused person, all that good stuff. So that's all we got for you guys today on the show. Thank you so much for listening. We will see you on the next one. And on that note, we're out.